Hey everyone, today we have a very special guest. You know him, you love him, and he's always dressed to impress. That's right, pink tie. But today we're taking him out of his cozy modern office and throwing him 5,000 years back in time. Welcome to 3000 BC, the Bronze Age. No Wi-Fi, no Starbucks, and definitely no dry cleaning for that fabulous pink tie. Pink tie is going to spend 24 hours living like an average person in the ancient world. How will he survive a mud brick house? What's for breakfast when cereal hasn't been invented? And most importantly, how will he protect his signature look while plowing a field? Let's find out if the ancient world is ready for a stickman with style. It's sunrise. In the ancient world, sunrise is the only alarm clock you get. Artificial light like oil lamps is expensive. So when the sun is up, you're up. We see Pink Tie waking up in a tiny windowless house made of mud bricks. His bed? A rigid straw mat. No memory foam here, folks. First shock of the day. No espresso machine, no scrolling through TikTok, just the smell of dust and the sound of goats outside. Pink Tie realizes his suit is gone. He's got to blend in. He grabs a simple piece of white linen, a loincloth or a shenty, and wraps it around his waist. But of course, he refuses to leave the tie behind. He ties it right over the linen. Breakfast time. The fridge is non-existent. Pink Tie finds a chunk of hard barley bread from last night and a few olives. To wash it down, a clay jar of water fetched from the river. It's simple, it's dry, and it's exactly what you need to survive a 12-hour workday in the sun. Now it's time to head to work. But Pink Tie isn't commuting in a Tesla. He's walking on a dirt path to the fields. In 3000 BC, over 90% of people were farmers. If you didn't grow it, you didn't eat it. Pink Tie arrives at the field and meets his new co-workers. Two massive, stubborn oxen and a primitive wooden plow. His job? Hold that plow steady while the oxen drag it through the baked earth. It's brutal. The sun is beating down. Within minutes, Pink Tie is drenched in sweat. His pink tie is getting ruined. But Pink Tie is a genius. He unties it from his neck and wraps it around his forehead like a sweatband. Now that's what I call ancient innovation. You see, farming back then wasn't just a job. It was the engine of civilization. Surplus grain meant cities could grow, pharaohs could build pyramids, and armies could be fed. So Pink Tie isn't just digging dirt. He's literally building the foundation of history. And if he's not in the fields, he might be at a construction site, pulling massive stone blocks for a temple. Imagine hundreds of stickmen pulling ropes in unison. No cranes, just muscle, and a lot of shouting. When the sun is at its peak, it's time for a break. Pink Tie finds some shade under a palm tree near the riverbank. He opens his linen bag for lunch. More bread, some dried figs, and a piece of salty goat cheese. His water jar isn't cold anymore, but in this heat it feels like liquid gold. Other stickman workers gather around. This is the ancient version of social media. No apps, just talking. They're sharing news about the harvest, complaining about the heat, and gossiping about the local priest. Everyone is staring at Pink Tie's forehead. They've never seen pink before. Pink Tie tells them it's a magic protective charm from the future. Suddenly he's the coolest guy in the Bronze Age. Hygiene check? Well, no toothbrushes yet. People use chew sticks from certain trees to scrub their teeth. Pink Tie splashes some river water on his face to cool off. It's not a power shower, but it'll do. The workday is over, but the chores aren't. Pink Tie heads to Agora, the marketplace. But he has a problem, no wallet. Why? Because coins haven't been widely minted yet. We're in a barter economy. Pink Tie has a basket of grain he earned today. He needs olive oil. The market is a madhouse. People are shouting, goats are bleating, and the smell of spices is everywhere. Pink Tie finds an oil merchant. Pink Tie offers his grain for a jar of oil. The merchant looks at the grain, then looks at the pink tie on Pink Tie's head. "The grain is okay," the merchant says, "but I want that pink cloth too." Pink Tie gasps. Give up the tie? Never. A heated negotiation begins. Pink Tie shows how high quality his grain is. No stones, no dust. Eventually he saves the tie but has to give up his spare linen bag to close the deal. And shopping was a workout back then. As the sun sets, the city goes quiet. Very quiet. When it's dark, it's really dark. Pink Tie returns to his mud brick home. He needs light. He doesn't flip a switch. He has to rub sticks together or strike flint to start a fire. It takes forever. Finally, he lights a small clay oil lamp. It flickers, casting long, shaky shadows on the walls. Dinner is simple. Bread dipped in his new olive oil and maybe some lentil stew. He drinks a mug of thick, unfiltered beer. Fun fact, beer was safer to drink than water in many ancient cities because the fermentation process killed bacteria. Entertainment? No Netflix, no PlayStation. People told stories. Myths of gods, legends of heroes, and tales of the stars. Pink Tie sits by his tiny fire and imagines a world where people carry magic glass rectangles in their pockets. But he keeps that story to himself. They'd think he's crazy. The fire dies down. Pink Tie lays back on his straw mat. His muscles ache, his hands are calloused, and his tie is covered in dust. But he made it. Life in 3000 BC wasn't about finding yourself. It was about surviving. It was physical, it was raw, and it was deeply connected to the earth. Does Pink Tie miss his bed? Yes. Does he miss 5G? Absolutely. But he also saw the birth of trade, the power of community, and the beginning of everything we have today. Sleep tight, Pink Tie. Tomorrow the sun rises and the grind starts all over again.